What is up, YouTube? This is Carbonite, and I am here with this video that I promised you in the last one. Here you see before you the pure monstrosity that is Super-Beelze, as I call it. Although its real name is Demon King Super Dragon Beelze. Anyways, I guess I should talk about this a little. I don't know. I'll start with how it was used in the manga. Basically, there's this guy in the manga who's like best buds with Yusei. I'm assuming most people know who Yusei is, but he's a completely different character in the manga than he is in the anime. So he has this friend, and his name is Sect Injun. So insect. And guess what kind of deck he uses? Congratulations, if you guess insect correctly, you win absolutely nothing. Anyways, so basically he gets possession of Beelze, which is super awesome card, and he has to use it in a duel ritual against Akiza, who, for those of you who don't know, is that chick that uses Black Rose Dragon. However, in the manga, she uses Moon, Flower, Dragon, Black Rose. I believe that's what it is. And so basically she keeps bouncing back Beelze to the extra deck. And so eventually Sek gets tired of that and he ends up synchro summoning this bad boy, and he kind of destroys Akiza and wins the ritual. So anyways, this is not based on any of the Signer Dragons, although I hope you people know the Signer Dragons at least a little bit, because I'm not going to go over them right now. But you've probably heard from maybe like Azanais that they're remaking all the Signer Dragons from the anime. No, they're not. They're making all the dual dragons, which, to tell the truth, most of the dual dragons are based on the Signer Dragons, but there are a few like Beelze and Dracention that aren't. So don't believe them. They don't know what they're talking about, except they really shouldn't need to. Anyways, oh, you know what I just realized? Premium Gold comes out tomorrow. Anyways, while I've been rambling on and on, you guys have probably already read this card, but for those of you who care, I'll go over it right now. This is Demon King Super Dragon Beelze. It is a dark synchro monster, level 10, dragon type. 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. It requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters, and its effect is cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Once per turn, you can target one monster on the field, reduce its attack to 0, and if you do, gain life points equal to its attack. Okay, so first off, broken. Second off, broken. Okay, let's get into this. If this card were made into a real card, would it have this effect? Well, first off, let's talk about the synchro summoning requirements. It is definitely going to require at least one dark, either the tuner or the non-tuner. In fact, it may include one dark tuner plus Beelze. They might actually make that so it's not as easy to synchro summon as Beelze is. Although Beelze isn't super easy. It's not generic, but it's still relatively easy to synchro summon, especially in like some dedicated deck and like zombies or whatever. And now, as for will it have this effect, it's really hard for me to decide one way or the other. But I have to lean towards yes. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to have to face down a level 10 synchro monster with 4,000 attack that can reduce your monster's attack points to 0 while gaining that many life points and just basically killing you like that. Here's my reasoning. Dracention, its effect is the same. Excuse me. Its effect is when it's synchro summoned, it gains 1,000 attack for each card in your hand. And when it's destroyed by battle, special summon all the monsters used as synchro material. Or actually, it's destroyed by anything. It special summons all the synchro material. Now, when Dracention was made into a real card, its attack got reduced by 200. So it's only gained 800 for each card in your hand. Now, Stardust Radiance Dragon was a little bit nerfed. In the original, its effect was you can target any card on the field. It includes your opponents, and that can't be destroyed either. So Stardust basically kept its effect, except it got a little limited. Blackwing Dragon has the exact same effect. Black Rose Dragon had the same effect, except it was not once per turn. You could use it as many times as possible, if I recall. Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend, it had the effect of destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, and then it's just like if no monsters were destroyed by the if its effect was destroy all face-up attack position monsters your opponent controls, then if no monsters were destroyed by this effect, this card cannot attack. However, when it translated into OCG, it became destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, and if you do, only this card can attack that turn, which is a lot more fair than what it had before. But honestly, also that fusion monster, exact same effect, although not entirely entirely accurate. I forget what it was called. Just 2 zombie type monsters. I'm gonna find it. It had this hilarious effect. Oh, why am I doing this? I know exactly how to get there. I tend to do this a lot. Oh, you know what else? Void Ogre Dragon is also one of these, and Void Ogre Dragon has the exact same effect as it did before. Anyways, there's Super-Beelze. Which one was it? Oh, here it is, this one, I think. Yes, this card. Oh, look. It's gold secret rare. Anyways, would you guys like to see its anime effect? It's totally awesome. 2 zombie type monsters. This monster does not destroy enemy monsters in battle. It steals the souls of monsters it battles. That was literally the effect. That is, I've heard it. When I read that for the first time, it was like I was like busting up laughing. It was so hilarious. Although it kinda it's kind of intimidating, especially when you see it like this. It was gigantic in the anime. Anyways, like I said, all the dual dragons so far have more or less kept their effects, and there is no reason why this card shouldn't have to keep its effect. So, will this card be used? Definitely. In any deck that can synchro summon a level 10. It's going to be a bit tricky. You may have to go through some synchro monsters. Unless you're playing Egotistical Ape like I do, because I'm awesome. And, yeah. Unless you're playing, like, a high-level synchro tuner monster or, like, high-leveled monsters. But, like, I was just, like, thinking of that. It's like, I don't know, maybe, like, steal a Stardust, summon a level 2 synchro monster, a level 2 tuner, and then just, like, go into this. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious to think about. Anyways, I'm not gonna be playing Yu-Gi-Oh when this card is real card. I'm going to be looking at Vanguard. I'll be playing Magic the Gathering, so have fun dealing with this card, guys. Anyways, here's the second of the 2 dual dragons yet to be released. This is Dracolitus, the Impure Underworld Dragon. This card is the advanced form of this card. How do I exit? Oh, I can't reach the X. Anyways, it's the upgraded version of that card, as you can kind of see. It's a level 10 Dark Synchro Monster, Dragon type, 4,000 attack, only 2,000 defense. And this card requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. And it cannot be destroyed only by battle. It can't be destroyed by battle, I mean. Exactly. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it can make an additional attack. During your standby phase, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of an opponent's monster. Okay, I should have probably fixed that, but anyways, as for when this card is real, its effect, I can almost guarantee you, is once per turn. Oh no, it says once per turn. When this card destroys monsters by battle, it can make an additional attack. That's probably going to be changed to an additional attack on an opponent's monster, because they don't want you attacking directly with 4,000 after like destroying a monster. Then again, Quasar does that, but Quasar is supposed to be hard to synchro summon, which it's not as hard as it was in the anime, because you don't need Life Stream Dragon to synchro summon it, which would be pretty awesome. That'd be so weird if Quasar needed what's it called, Life Stream Dragon, and then two or more non-tuner monsters. Nobody would use Quasar. Anyways, during the standby phase, inflict damage, it's going to be reworded with problem-solving text so that it says, during your standby phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. So this card basically opens OTKs. I guess both of them too, but Beelze is just sort of there, and you can't destroy it at all. And then this card, it can't be destroyed by battle. It's like, bleh. It's like Obelisk might as well have that effect too, because nobody destroys him by battle. But then again, this card gets over Obelisk, or it gets into it can crash into Obelisk and not die, is basically what it is. Just a little comment there. But honestly, it's hard to tell if they're going to give this guy the same effect, that it can't be destroyed by card effects as well as Beelze and Super-Beelze do, but I doubt it. This card is not as in my opinion anyway, this card is not as broken as Super-Beelze, but still, it can't be destroyed by battle. But who's going to destroy this card by battle? Honestly. But still. This card be used. If this card is generic, sure, people will maybe toss in one. But you have to be playing like a deck that can synchro summon up to high levels. I mean, like, if you're playing plants probably can't make a level 10 synchro easily without using up other synchro monsters. But between these two, oh gosh, that was a mistake. Between these two, Super-Beelze will probably be used a lot more. But if it like comes down to Beelze or Super-Beelze or Underworld Dragon or Super-Beelze is gonna go in, unless it's not generic. If they're both generic, Super-Beelze wins. But if Beelze is they might actually both need dark monsters. So again, Super-Beelze over Underworld Dragon all day every day. So have fun dueling against these cards, guys. In the not too distant future, I give it a year at most. By this time next year, these cards will almost certainly be new cards, real cards. Although I have to make a point that the 5D's manga is coming to an end, and most of the Dual Dragons were released as promos, except for the ones that were like released in Premium Gold. So it's kind of hard to tell if these cards will be when these cards will be released and where. They might actually be Shonen Jump promos, which would make them like the second best Shonen Jump promo after like Quasar. But I guess, you know, these cards can point for point Quasar, so they're pretty good. Anyways, just to let you know what's coming, guys. That's my job. Azanize is there to tell you what's been there for 5 months, and my job is to tell you what's going to be coming. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.